Hey everybody, Tony Johnson here, Customer Experience Leader. Listen, I know that we are all fighting through probably this work from home thing. There is a lot of folks out there that I think are now probably working from home, thinking about working from home. You're already remote, and you're probably struggling with how to do this. I will tell you, several years ago when I first started this whole remote work thing, when I was balancing my time, about half the time I'm on the road speaking and training, the other half, a lot of it I am in my office at home, in my studio at home. I'm really trying to develop content, do work, those kind of things. So very similar to what a lot of you are starting to do right now. Now, when I started this, it was really hard. It's funny, if you've ever worked in an office, if you have ever worked in a location where you have lots of people around, you're probably used to that social interaction. You're probably used to what it means to be in that kind of office space kind of work. And it's a struggle when all of a sudden now you find yourself, you're it. You got to manage yourself. I'm sure you still have a supervisor or a boss who checks in, but you are managing your day in a very independent way. So I have 3 tips I'm going to share with you today. The first, start early. So this is a benefit for those of you that work in urban areas or those of you who have a long commute. I remember, I spent time working in Chicago, Indianapolis, and I live in the Orlando area. Commutes are murder, right? Commutes are hard. Commutes are something that eat up probably more of your day than you would like. So take that time to really get behind your desk and really get started early and really make the most of your day. Think about it. If you have an hour commute, in theory, you're getting 2 hours back in your day that you can do some amazing things with. Number 2, pretend like you're actually going into the office. Actually, get up, get your shower, don't work in your pajamas, right? Take that chance to, really get up and again, structure your day. Dress in real clothes, get up and sit at a desk. Don't let the fact that there's a television out in your living room or a kitchen full of donuts, bring you out of your workflow. But again, structure it like you would a typical workday. So think about that. When are you going to take lunch? When are you going to work? Making sure that you actually have your day planned around conference calls, making sure that you have your day planned around the work you're going to accomplish, make sure that you have your calendar in place. Again, just like you're going into the office, that is a classic pitfall that a lot of people fall into, is they don't think about the fact that they're at work. And again, if you can have a dedicated workspace, I'm lucky enough to have a fantastic office here at my house, but find a place, whether it's a part of your kitchen table, whether it's a spare bedroom, whether it's a dining room, whether you are lucky enough to have an office, but stake that claim, get your workspace all lined out, get your computer set up, and actually execute your workday like you were in the office. So again, those are the 3 tips. Get started early. Make sure that you actually act like you're going into the office. Again, put on real clothes, act like a real live adult. And finally, really look at this idea of structuring your day like you would if you were in the office. Setting up your calendar, having your calls, having a good solid team meeting to get started in the morning with those that you speak to. Because just because you're not with your work group right now, just because maybe you're all scattered around the country, the world, or the state, it doesn't mean that there's an excuse to not have a good solid pre-shift meeting. You can do it via technology. Do a Skype, do a FaceTime call, have a webinar, or just get on a good old-fashioned conference call and make sure that everybody is aligned for the day's activity. So those 3 things are really great tips. I'm going to get on every day at 5:30 and give you a tip that you can execute for the next day. But again, tomorrow, take these 3 things to heart. You will find your productivity soar. I will see you tomorrow at 5:30. Bye, everybody.